the example of after I have done my request. This is my location, and what I do the rice field. I would like to burn the next 2 days around 10 o'clock in the morning. Then the system will at this moment the criteria to decide. Okay, it will request the system will connect to the GEOS5 database to get the PM2.5 concentration of that next 2 days of that specific time. Okay, and if it goes beyond the amount of threshold that I think at the moment the GISTA, I think they set it around, I'm not sure, 100 micron PM2.5, the threshold level. If that's next 2 days specific time, the model says it will go beyond that threshold level, then the application will respond back to the farmer that you are not approved to conduct the burning. Okay, or you are approved. Not many people will conduct the burning, and the PM2.5 will be low. You are good to go, or it is pending. This is a specific case, like somehow the land might be located in the such a it doesn't belong to the farmer himself. It belongs to some kind of forest area, but this is a very problem in detail. I mean, as you know, we have layers of problem. Maybe the farmer has been conducting their farm inside the forest area for who knows how long, like more than 10 years. So it becomes their land, something like that, but they don't have a deed. They don't have a paper, something like that. So it's pending. So
excuse me, AJ.
Yes.
Excuse me, you have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And then after I have conducted my burning, I need to take a photo. It's done. It's been extinguished, and then status will be complete, something like that. Okay, and here is the example. The status has been approved, so I can conduct my activity. And that is all from the burn check application. Thank you very much.
Really sharp. Thank you. Thank you, AJ. So this is really interesting, and I was wondering if it can be transferable to give the lesson learned. How then Thailand come up with how to convince globally that by allowing this burning, I can say that is managed burning from previously, just like in Indonesia, it's zero burning into a restricted burning. Come up with these the apps. Really interesting. I believe some of the participants was interesting and interested in this topic. So yeah, I think we all just have all these speakers presenting their talk, and then before we continue with the discussion, the organizer already collected some questions, and hopefully the organizer also help share the questions to the speakers. While we are waiting for that, we still have one more videos to show. So I hope you enjoy this video.
Forests plays role in maintaining the global climate and maintaining environmental stability against disaster. Forests also the most diverse biodiversity on Earth and home to millions of flora and fauna. In Indonesia's forests cover an area of 94.1 million hectares, or 50% of the total land area of Indonesia, and are the third largest in the world and play an important role as the lung of the world that produce oxygen for life on Earth. Forest and land fires that occur in Indonesia also cause environmental damage, economic losses, pose health problems, disrupting transportation, and also other socio-cultural activities. One of the efforts to prevent forest and land fire is to conduct early warning and early detection of forest and land fires. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry, as the data custodian of forest and land fires, develops an information system and early detection of forest and land fire monitoring called Sipongi. Sipongi synergizes data and information from the National Aeronautics and Space Agency, or LAPAN, Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency, or BMKG, Peatland Restoration Agency and Mangroves, or BRGM, Ministry of Communication and Information, Provincial Task Force on Forest and Land Fire, and many more. The Sipongi system can be widely accessed by the public, which provides data and information on the distribution of hotspots, information on areas prone to forest and land fires, burnt area information, reporting on forest and land fires, and many more. Data and information are synchronized every 30 minutes and near real time. This system is also equipped with CCTV thermal monitoring in 15 vulnerable areas since 2019, emissions due to forest and land fires, paid water levels monitoring, and also able to estimate a forest fire occurrence patterns based on data series analysis and weather forecasting. Sipongi is equipped with mobile applications based on Android and iOS. Sipongi is also supported by social media to make it more accessible, keep up with the growing trend in technology and society. In order to expand its reach to areas with minimal internet network, SMS blast services are provided for early warning of forest and land fires disaster. Sipongi innovation also designed, developed, and accessible with the principles of gender equality. All gender are given equal opportunities in every process of development, manage the system, and public to access the system. Sipongi become a model of the implementation of the One Data, One Map policy that has increased the effectiveness of resources due to the division of roles and obligations to provide different data. This effort is proven to be able to increase efforts to prevent and control forest and land fires in Indonesia to be more effective and efficient. Sipongi increased the response time for forest and land fire control from 3 days to 1 day, as well as increased coordination of field personnel, which contributed to the reduction of forest and land fires by 88.59% as of November 2021 by 297,882 hectares compared to 2015 of 2.6 million hectares.
Sipongi is a web-based tool that helps us to monitor hotspots across the Indonesia. For the past 3 years, the Office of the President has been using Sipongi to monitor and analyze forest fires.
Terima kasih kepada Kementerian Lingkungan Hidup dan Kehutanan yang mana telah membuat suatu program Sipongi dalam rangka pencegahan karhutla di Kabupaten Ketapang.
Terima kasih sebesar-besarnya pada Kementerian Lingkungan Hidup dan Kehutanan yang telah mengeluarkan aplikasi Sipongi, dan itu sangat membantu sekali untuk dalam mengatasi kejadian-kejadian khususnya kebakaran hutan.
Dengan adanya Sipongi, kami semakin efektif dan efisien untuk membuktikan terjadinya kebakaran hutan dan lahan.
Udaranya nyaman, tenang, pemerintah sudah tegas menindak pelaku kebakaran hutan. Kami pun menjadi senang.
Langkah-langkah yang diambil oleh pihak kerajaan Indonesia dalam menangani Jerebu ini akhirnya dapat memberi satu perubahan yang agak ketara.
2015 there were forest fires in Indonesia and the haze was very terrible in Singapore. And now the air is all better and we are all having a better life. Thanks to the Indonesian government for all this.
Sipongi is here to save Indonesia's forests, the lungs of the earth and the future of the world.
Okay, that's all about Sipongi Indonesia, and we already heard not only the case for Indonesia, but also from Thailand, Australia. And before we continue with the questions, I'd like to share one of the comments on YouTube channel. So not only through the Zoom meeting or the broadcasting in Mangala Wanabakti building, but also we also received some feedbacks from YouTube. Excuse me. So here's from Dr. Vetrita Tampipat. He said that we cannot depend on hotspot information by satellites only, as the time gaps are too long. The traditional detection method and the new IoT, Internet of Things, local cameras and ecosystem is needed to support. So still the strong fire prevention is the key points of it. So including the fire watch tower, all kinds of land patrols and hotline information from the public. Now, do we have any other questions that we can start our discussion? Thank you, Dr. Vetrita Tampipat, for your comment and thoughts. The first question. Okay, the first question from Cahya, from Ministry of Environment of Forestry Indonesia. Why the amount of hotspot in Sipongi and Lapan are sometimes different, and what can we do to, and what can they do for daily report? That's what I believe what he asked about. Ms. Eva, would you like to respond to this question, please?
Okay, thank you. I will try to answer the questions. There is the difference in data, of course, between Sipongi and Lapan. It used to Lapan, but it's currently BRIN, right, Ibu Yenni? It could be because Sipongi acquired data from two ground stations, from NASA and Lapan. Why are we doing this? Because we try to anticipating or overcome the troubleshooting of data receptions. For example, for the last few months, we use data from NASA due to system troubleshooting in the Lapan system or BRIN. BRIN right now, due to system migration from the old Lapan station to the new BRIN data center. We already have a coordination with Lapan personnel, and we have the answer that there's a troubleshooting and the system is currently not stable enough. So we managed to use the data from the NASA. In addition, the Lapan system also has a cluster and pixel systems. But in Sipongi, we display data of the type pixel. And for information, the difference of NASA and Lapan, in Lapan already manage the hotspot persistent. They manage the hotspot in maybe a volcano or maybe in a mining area. They did not show the hotspot, but from NASA they still show the hotspot as it is. So for the use of the data, I highly recommend it using the official data from the data custodian, which is MoEF, or the Ministry of Environment and Forestry. Is it according to the head of Information Geospatial Agency regulation or BAG number 88, I think 88 of 2021, and of course the President Regulation number 23 of 2021. I think that's the question, the answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Eva. So I think the key point is here that's for public needs one comment. I think just like in AJ also mentioned one comment for not only for the decision but also the source of the data sets. But I believe Indonesia now is still working on the single one map data policy, right? So hopefully later on we will reduce the confusion by the public. The second question is now we have Mr. Francinaga to Mr. Sigit Pramono. What kind of features to support main function of Sihula? And how about its design can be maintained for a long time when the weather or climate has changed? Mr. Sigit, please.
Okay, thank you for your question. For your information, Sihutla has been protected with a waterproof box and the panel, or we can say it is a double protection. All the sensors have been made modularly and assembly in Indonesia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Can we move to the next question, please? From Mr. Sityo Budi to Dr. Matthew Adams. Will you develop your technology further, and what kind of enhancement will you add further? And the second question, what is your vision related to technology development in land and forest fires?
Thank you for that question, Sityo or Budi. Got a couple things. We're actually moving towards much more towards 3D and 4D. So we're looking at redeveloping our software stack to enable basically virtualization or presentation of fires in 3 dimensions and moving it through time to assist with fire training. We're working very closely with our forest department to look at utilizing some of the higher resolution satellite data to detect and map fires that are very cool. We try and do our prescribed burning. We do a lot of prescribed burning. And we try to do it at the cool time of the year, but it's very difficult to work out what the impact of that burn is. So we're spending a lot of time working with our forest department on that, with the aim that we can apply that across the country using Sentinel-2, which comes over every 5 days in our part of the country.
Okay, I think you've got all the questions answered, right? Thank you, Dr. Adams. The next question, please. From Mr. Aditya Yoga to Dr. Nion. What data source? Yeah, what data source is used by smoke watchers? And is there any experience with fake hotspot, maybe that's like false hotspot probably, that appear because the water surface, housing, or etc. And how you addressed it?
Yes, thanks for the question. The first, we use the WEIR system from NASA website. I mean, for looking for the fire hotspot. And absolutely, we have the false alarm or fake hotspot. But now we try to work with a lot of organized from the government to check and try to count truth also. So we need the volunteer and the community to work together. If the hotspot show on your mobile phone, and the first group to go to the fire hotspot is a local people. If it's not the hotspot, is not the fire or is the false alarm, the report from the local people can report the mobile phone to the government also. Yes, is okay or not? Maybe Kun AJ can help me for more detail.
Yeah, that's clear. That's clear. What Dr. Nion means is the two-way communication now. We have used a lot of ground manpower, the fire control rangers, to when they respond to the fire hotspot detected from the satellite. When they go there, if there is a fake observation, they will record that, and then it becomes the record, the frequent fake hotspots, something like that. Also, the two-way communication means the people in the area, they can also help recheck the fire hotspot as well. Thank you.
I also have this is question that's always raised by us, the public. How accurate the hotspot in your area, in your region? Is it really more like omission, more fires that could not detect it, or the hotspot itself has more false alarm? Can you say something about it a little bit? Maybe AJ?
Yes. For the, if we have to say in the percentage, I think false alarm comes every now and then, around 20 to 30%. Okay, especially the near the border between the countries. But the thing, the fantastic thing is that Dr. Nion and I, we had experience working with the fire control unit. They have kind of wisdom knowledge. When we tell them here is the fire hotspot from the satellite, we lay down the map, they can spontaneously say those are fake because they have been there many times and they are fake, something like that. Those are very wisdom knowledge, and it works all the time.
Okay, cool. And I was wondering, probably after got the feedback from the community, then it's also a great resources for you guys to probably to review what should be added in the apps. Well, anyway, I just conclude in just my thought, but let's move to the next question. Thank you, AJ and
thank you.
Nion. From Dr. Eva Ahmad to Mr. Aekkapol. AJ.
Wow.
Right away. So what is an opinion of what satellite sensor that are most effective to use to obtain the data information?
That's a great question.
Go
yes,
ahead.
in my field, we try to avoid, saying what is best. Okay, I think I will follow that custom. We would say it depends on your application and your area. At the moment, I think we are in the era of everybody can use the satellite image, and so many sensors available in the field. Sentinel, Landsat, I mean, many of them, they can give you the temperature detection, right? I think it is a question of how you want to use it, and how you can verify it. I think that's the key to really make it most effective to your need. That's my thought.
Yeah, thanks AJ. Let's move on to the next question. Oh yeah, I also can see that through the chat box. Dr. Adams, Matthew Adams, also answered some questions and comment. Thank you so much for doing that for us.
Thank you, Adams.
Do we have any? Yeah, next question. See, we have, I think, a bunch of questions, and I don't know how the organizers select the best one. We will select the top 5. Okay, I think we've got this already. Okay, so next question from Mr. Nur Solihin. to Miss Eva. Okay, this is Bahasa.
Okay, thank you.
You have to, yeah, what is the question? The question is how public can access the Sipongi,
yes,
while also participate in the forest and land fires suppression, and then including how they report it, right? Because they have their limited access to the internet in the field. Okay. Yes, Eva, please go ahead.
Yes, definitely. It's internet-based web. Of course, we need the internet connection, but as I said before, that we have the cooperation with the Ministry of Communication. We developed this SMS Blast Sipongi, but it's maybe for prevention and for the early warning. For example, in the early of the dry season, we can send the message that don't burn your garden or something like that, and beware of the dry season. Or in the mid of the burn season area, we have sent the early warning for evacuation for the people in the, I think in South Sumatra, for example, like that. But for the internet connection, of course, we need the connection, and the public can call us in our customer service. We have the number in the Sipongi web. You just simply can call and ask the person behind the Sipongi, or it's POSCO, fire monitoring post, and then you can simply chat us in our Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube or Twitter. I think it's social media is a boom right now, and I think most of location is connected with internet, but for the location that we don't have an internet, I'm sorry, it's only an SMS blast.
But even SMS blast, it doesn't mean that the people cannot participate.
Yes,
help, right? So yeah,
they can send us the SMS. Right. We keep the SMS because not everyone have the internet connection.
Right. So to make sure that everyone can participate. Great job. The next question to Mr. Sigit Pramono from I Gusti Ketut Suwarta. Every year there are a forest fire in Taman Nasional Gunung Rinjani with topographic conditions. It is very difficult to extinguish. What kind of technology, the best technology for early detection of fires, and how they handle it? Mr. Sigit?
Okay, thanks. Thank you for the question. With LoRa network, there's one gateway, and device can cover several sensors for 100 kilometers. So it can cover the topographic wider. So Sihutla can be located higher place and easy to extinguish. If we talk about the energy, source, Sihutla has developed with a solar panel. Thank you.
So Mr. Sigit believe that even have the problem with topographic conditions, these Sihutla apps can be dealing with this kind of situations. The next question to Dr. Nion from Purnama Eru. Do you see any possible cooperation between you to develop technology related to land and forest fires? This is also to all those speakers. So first, go to Dr. Nion. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I hope so. And we're looking for the partner also Can you hear me? I think we can work together because the forest fire or the haze is cannot work only one country. It's a transboundary issue. We looking for the collaboration for everyone. Yes.
Yeah, well, I can see that there's also can be transferable, right? The apps and the idea behind that. From Dr. Nion say that it's possible. What about Dr. Matthew? What do you think about discussion? Do you want to say something about this?
Absolutely, I'd expect, given that our Prime Minister is up in Indonesia now, that and interested in climate change and forest fires are related to climate change, that there will be some engagement between Australia and the Southeast Asian countries on this type of technology.
Right. And I know that Dr. Adams is not new guy in Indonesia related to fire, so he has been working in cooperate with the Indonesian government. So yeah, it's really 100% possible to do so. I think we've got from Thailand, and what about from Indonesia? Miss Eva, do you want to say something about how the technology not only Indonesia between Indonesia, but also Indonesia with Thailand or in Australia? What do you say about this?
Of course, I think we can work together with various parties, as we saw before, where many things that can be complemented with each other with various systems. As we see that many system has its benefit, has their system. Maybe we can add some features that the other system didn't have. So I think it's open. It's still open. It's we can cooperate with each other as long as there is an MOU, legal standing, and others. Of course, because it's between the country. Of course, from us, we are a government, so it needs the legal standing which each government. So I think it's possible as long as it have a benefit for each other.
Right. But the next question probably, what are the challenges? What are the challenges? AJ, probably you want to say something about this. I believe you will also say that it is possible to to cooperate with others. Is there any challenges on it?
On the use of application, right?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. I think what we started to seeing now is at the end of the day, I'm speaking of the burn check application in particular. At the end of the day, when you have requests, a lot of requests, and then it must go to the authority, which is the the provincial governor. It's the human decision, and then what we have seen as a challenge at the moment is that sometimes the provincial governor has what should I say, he assigned some powers to the let's say district governors. Okay, so this is a good way actually to really help him manage, because if you get like 100 requests per day, one man alone cannot accomplish all of them. So he assigned his power to the district leaders. And then here comes the challenge. Question arises from those district leaders is that if I approve some activities, right, and if it goes out of hand, like the burning might occur in the forest area where it is another jurisdiction, it's another authority, is out of his hand, it belongs to another department. Will I go to jail? Something like that. It came to our experience. So I mean, at the end of the day, still we need to really find a systematic approach for human beings. You know, the app will work as according to what we write it to work, but the system of the authorities, it needs to work together. It needs to have a clear communication messages. Yeah, that's the challenge.
Right. It's not only about the, how we produce innovation, but also how we touch the basic needs of the community, and also how to link with the policy mechanism. So thank you, AJ. Do we have another question? Okay, so from Imam Santoso to AJ, do you want to talk about this now? How to
What's that?
How the Burn Check app and Smoke Watch connect each other to monitor the fires in Thailand? Wow.
Okay, that's a great question. Yes, we have not thought about that yet. They were spinning off project. First project is the Smoke Watch. Okay, and then we have another side project as the Burn Check, started from scratch, and then it just became in the interest of the Thai government. So they brought it up to the operational level. So at the moment, right now, they are not connected, okay, but they have served a similar purpose on the Smoke Watch will help monitor the fire hotspot, and it will serve the fire control unit, especially to really respond to the fire in a timely manner, right? And while this Burn Check, it focuses on the agricultural fire management. But in the future, that's a great question, great comment. We will take it. Thank you. We will. I think we should make it a suite of applications, right? Like yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, AJ. Do we have another question? Otherwise, I have a question actually for all of you. Do you have any, another, because the challenge is already answered by AJ, but I haven't heard from Dr. Adams. What are the challenges you face with, all of the, you integrating all the data set with the spatial, and then you come up with the, by the end of all of the data set integrating and come up with the information, and only on your fingertips you can see that, and not only limited access but also publicly available. So what are the challenges you face? And yeah, because you already mentioned the future directions, but what are the challenges
in terms of Southeast Asia? Part of it's actually secure. There's part of it is ensuring that we get the satellite data that we require. So there is another fire sensor on Sentinel-3 that we actually haven't done a whole lot with, but it's ensuring that you got access to sensors, and we're spending the time to get the fire detection algorithms working appropriately in Southeast Asia. What the Americans or the Europeans produce generally works quite well for where they actually design them for. They tend to work less well in other places. Landgate has historically modified the fire hotspot detection algorithms out of NOAA to take into account that we've got a continent that doesn't have a lot of trees on it for most of it. So we modify thresholds to help ensure that we get a good balance of areas of emission and commission. And it might be useful for in Southeast Asia to have that conversation, particularly with the United Nations, who because all of these types of things are now starting to inform the carbon account. So how much greenhouse gases are we all emitting?
Right. Since we are talking about the Asia Pacific region, probably we can learn from each other, right? We understand that the fire regime is different between the countries, between the regions. Even in Australia and Indonesia, we also have a different fire regime, but we're neighbor. So well, we can learn it from each other and then refine tuning at some part to get a better information delivered to.
We are always better working off together than apart.
Right, right. Thank you. And I think, because there's no more questions, we still have some time for that. What else? Is there anyone who can add like the challenges for you by creating the apps and establish the apps? Would you want to tell us a little bit story about it? We still have plenty time. Probably Eva, Miss Eva, you want to say something? You know how you jungkir balik in bahasa Indonesia, so like you have. Yeah. Do you want to say something about it? What is it challenging?
Yes, from our experience, it's not easy to manage the systems. We need so much effort to manage the systems, and it really needs the cooperation between team and then cooperation within many institutions, because we cannot run by ourselves, because our data is related to each other with other agency, and our data is supporting by field personnel and also with the institution that have the capacity in some area, such as Landgate in the past provide us some, what you call it, they support us in the beginning, in the early time. So from, I think it's many cooperation can be we can cooperate with each other, and we don't forget the field personnel. They are the people who take the egg in the field. They respond our monitoring system. They really working hard to suppress the fire, and of course without them we are nothing. Whether the system is complete is the nicest or maybe the highest technology, we cannot do anything without the field personnel. So I think beside the equip the monitoring system, we can also increase the human resource of the field personnel and increase their skills to develop the prevention system, or maybe to suppression, maybe to talk with the people, or maybe create some system that relevant to their location. I think that will be nice.
Thanks for your very inspiring comments and thought for us. And there's no more question from the audience. So let me conclude our discussion session for now. I can say that all the speakers, it's amazing speakers, not only from Indonesia, we also can see that in Thailand and also in Australia. The technology has recently advanced, transforming an outdated method to a more thorough and sufficient method. Technology and innovation enable us to shift from manual to automatic, monitoring to predicting, simple to professional, high cost to low cost, less efficient to high efficient, close to open public access, from work alone to collaboration, and engage with science to convince that this new technology acceptable to still protect our Earth. And I believe that previously, I believe you might find that this technology, which is limited, is less accurate. But then we try to do our best to make it more accurate. And by these steps, we promote our fire management in every location. And I believe all the innovation and technology that is already presented during this webinar is also transferable. And we open with collaboration and cooperation. So by then, I conclude our discussion. Thank you so much for all speakers, for amazing speakers. Can I give a big applause for all of them? Thank you so much. And then, it's not only you. I have to share the greatest news to all participants. We promised that we have 5 prize participants. And here's the winner. Okay, so congratulations. Ooh, okay. And there's a phone number there. The organizer will contact you. Congratulations to all of you. And we also have a winner for the poster competition. Ding, 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 ding. Here they are. Okay, congratulations to all of the participants. Congratulations for the winners. And by then, again, I would like to thank all the amazing speakers and also all amazing participants. And I hope you gain something, you learn something, get something new through this webinar series. By then, I conclude and see you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for all.